All right. Well, good morning, everybody. It is a Tuesday morning in Middle Tennessee. Been having some issues with my Facebook Live this morning. It's come and gone and ended on me in the middle of me talking a couple times. So it looks like now we are up and running. So that's awesome. Today is real estate live time. We're going to talk about what to do if you have bad credit. Can you still get a home? So as you know, those of you who watch regularly, that Hafner Real Estate, the reason that we exist, our mission is to help people like you to achieve your real estate goals. And the way we do that is we want to educate you on the things you need to know that will help you make wiser decisions when it comes to real estate, when it comes to buying a house, to selling a house, whatever. And one of the cool things on this that you'll see in the comment, or not the comments, in the description of this post, is we have just added a way for us to deliver from a landing page our ultimate home buyer's guide and our ultimate home seller's guide. So if you click on the link at the bottom, you can go check out the ultimate home buyer's guide. It has all kinds of info like the stuff we're talking about now and all the other things you see me talk about that will help you be more effective at buying a home. So click on that link, get your free ultimate home buyer's guide. And when I do a real estate Q&A about sellers, you can do that, or you can private message me. I'll be happy to send you the seller's guide as well. But do me a favor, show you care, give us a share, go ahead and share this on your wall. Help me spread the word. Help me teach more people how to be educated real estate consumers so that more and more people can make wise decisions when they're buying and selling real estate, so that as a community, everybody can start building wealth by owning real estate and doing a good job with that. So show you care, give us a share, tag in the comments anybody you know who maybe would benefit from the stuff that we're talking about here. So today, though, we are going to get into it here. We're going to talk about, can I buy a home if I have bad credit? So this is one of the biggest issues that I run into on a day-to-day basis with people who are wanting to buy a home. There's people who have had things that have happened in their past, bankruptcy, foreclosure, divorce, things that have done damage to their credit, or sometimes just bad decisions and bad choices in your life where you don't pay bills you should, you let a car get repossessed, those kinds of things. But if you've lost a job and you've had bad credit, here's the good news, right? You can buy a home no matter what you've gone through financially. You can overcome that. Now, you may not be able to buy it right this minute. You may have to have a plan in place to do it, to get to it, but it is a goal worth having. It is a process worth going through, and it is something that if you get help, that's the whole key. Don't try and do it by yourself. If you get help, you can have a plan, you can follow it, and you can end up owning a home. So let's talk for a minute about bad credit, right? The first thing I see all the time is people think they have bad credit. They've had some bad things happen to them financially, and they just assume that they can't buy a home, right? They just assume their credit's not good enough to get a loan. So number one, what you think your score is and what your score actually is may be two separate things. Your credit may be better than you think. And even if it's as bad as you think or worse, aren't you better off knowing what you have to deal with and knowing where you stand and how you go ahead and start getting it fixed? I've seen a lot of people try and do it on their own. They go online, they look for solutions, they find these companies that claim they're going to help fix your credit. And a lot of times it just causes more problems for them because they're not attacking the right area, or they're not doing things that could make their credit score go up way faster than what they're doing, or they have a little extra money they use to pay down debt and they pay down the wrong thing that, yeah, it has a positive impact, but if they would have paid this other bill instead, it would have an even greater impact where their credit score could go up quickly. So here's an analogy, right? If you were going to have brain surgery, you would certainly go and check things out and maybe do some research, find out who the best brain surgeons are, find out what surgery you're going to have. But when it came time for it, you wouldn't perform the surgery yourself. Credit scores are the same thing. There's tons of people out there who have expertise in this area who can help you get that credit score where it needs to be so you can buy a house. So lean on them, let them help you. Talk to a lender. So here's here's one other secret, right? So the credit score that a lender pulls is usually different from a credit score you get from one of these consumer credit agencies that, Credit Karma and those types of places that tell you what your credit score currently is. So you could be looking at something that's totally different than what a bank's going to look at. So here's what I always recommend. If you think there may be an issue with your credit, what you want to do is you want to go ahead and talk to a reputable lender. If you don't know one, talk to me. I'll help you find a lender. I know several lenders who are really good at helping people improve their credit scores over time. They'll give you a written plan for how to do it. So talk to a reputable mortgage lender, have them pull your credit, have them look at where you stand. Now, a couple things when they pull it. Number one, you don't have to have a 780 credit score in order to get a loan. There's loans out there for people whose scores are even below 600. Now, typically, most lenders are going to want to see you around 600 in order for you to be approved, but there's loan programs out there for people below that. And it's amazing how a few little things, when someone who knows what they're looking at looks at your credit score, they can tell you, hey, here's a few little things you can do which will raise that score rather rapidly. I've seen clients who have gone from 550 to 600, in the blink of an eye, where they do a couple things and that pops their credit score up right away. I've seen other people where they need to get their credit score up and it takes them 6 months or a year to do it, and they have to stay focused and on a plan and follow it. But when you go to that lender and you find out where you're at, you now have a plan and you now know what you need to do, where you stand, so you can make plans for when you're going to buy that house. So that's number one. Go to a professional who knows what they're doing, a lender, and have them pull that credit score. Here's the thing. A good lender will not charge you a thing to help you figure out what you need to do. Now, be very careful of companies that you pay to fix your credit. I'm not saying that there aren't reputable companies out there, but there's a lot of disreputable ones, and you need to be extremely careful. If anybody tells you to stop making payments in order to help increase your credit score, don't be very careful about listening to that advice. When you stop making payments, that's going to cause your credit score to go down, not up. So use your common sense. If someone's telling you to do things that don't sound like they're smart things for improving your credit, question that. Get advice from somebody else. Get a second opinion. I would just be really, really careful about someone. I've seen people who they knew they had a few issues with their credit, and they've gone and hired one of these credit companies to help them improve their credit score, and their credit score has ended up being worse, and they end up spending money to do it when they could have gone to a good, reputable mortgage lender who would have helped them figure out exactly what they need to do to get it up where it needs to be. So if something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. If something sounds like just a crazy shortcut, it probably is a crazy shortcut that doesn't work. So that's the key stuff right there, is get with someone who can help you assess it, get a plan in place, follow your plan. Know that right now, even if you think your credit score is low, if you've only checked consumer credit companies that have given you that score, know that may be different than what your lender will find when they pull your credit. And also too, just know that even if your score is a little bit on the low side, you may still qualify for a loan with your score as it is. So one of the things I see all the time is people are afraid that their score won't be enough to get a loan, so they do nothing, or they try to do things to fix it that they think will help without getting advice. So don't let fear rule what you're going to do when it comes to getting your credit where it needs to be or buying a house. Go talk to a professional. Find out where you stand. Oftentimes, it is not as bad as you think it is. Oftentimes, the fix and the solution is faster than you think it is. And if it's not, at least then you know where you stand and what you have to do to get there. So I believe that owning a house is the single best way to build wealth in America. And for anybody can do it. And if it takes a little bit of work to get in position with your credit to buy a house, it is worth the effort. So if you think this is an issue for you, if this is something that you need help with, feel free to private message me, give me a call, ask me in the comments to get in touch with you, and I will help you get on the road to getting that credit to a place where you can buy a house and you can achieve the American dream of owning a home. So hopefully you find what I'm doing here helpful. I think that the information that I share on these real estate Q&As, that this is all stuff that will help people to be a better educated real estate consumer, help them to make better decisions and better choices when it comes to buying a house, selling a house, refinancing, buying investment property, whatever. And I just want to encourage you to share this post so I can get the word out to as many people as possible. Tag people who will benefit from this information, and show you care. Give us a share. Go check out that Ultimate Home Buyer's Guide at the link here in the post, and we'll see you again in a couple of days. And can't wait to tell you more. Answer some more questions. If you have questions, put them in the comments below. Private message me, call me, whatever you want to do, and I will be happy to answer those either directly one-on-one or in a future real estate Q&A. Thank God for the rain. My plants were drying up like crazy. I'm glad that everything's nice and moist, but like typical Middle Tennessee, it's either all or nothing. So we're going to have rain for several days and storms and stuff. So stay safe with the storms, and we'll catch you next time. Have a great day.